What's going on, Mutha truckers? I gotta give a huge shout out to Davis Express Inc. I mean, it is so brave for them to get on social media, and for Jimmy Davis, the president and owner, to get on Facebook and just tell it like it is. You know, they haven't been making money for the last couple of years, but they want to take care of everybody, and they want the announcement to come from them, not anyone else. And they're going to pay all their drivers, mechanics, and creditors and everything. But the thing about it is, the trucking industry is hurting so bad that the next generation of trucking within this family-owned company doesn't even want to do it. They want to go their own career route. You know, there needs to be a change in this trucking industry, because if a company that has 44 years experience, and I lived in South Florida, and they're based out in Florida, and I would see them at the Publix grocery stores, and they're refrigerated freight. And so it's just one of those things where when a company's so dialed in and they can't survive, you know, what does that mean for the rest of the truck drivers out there? So, you know, there's a big problem in the trucking industry, and the government and the president need to get involved, because this is just not right. You know, it's been a down recession, and for the people that want to blame President Trump, this is not his doing. You know, Jimmy Davis even states that he has been unprofitable for the last few years. So we need to figure something out, and we need to change. But let's get to today's video. What's going on, Mutha truckers? You know, this is the biggest problem about trucking, right? A company that's doing things right, trying their best, has over 100,000 followers on social media, marketing, you know, doing what they can, doing $5,000 sign-on bonuses, and the owner, Jimmy Davis, just finally said, you know what? I can't do this no more. And it's super sad, and this is the problem with trucking. We need to fix trucking, where good family-owned companies that have been in business, like Davis, has been in business for over 44 years and can't survive. There needs to be a change. This is something that the president needs to look at. This is something that the industry needs to look at. So I'm telling you this, look, you know, if you're gonna go out and you are gonna close your doors, this is the most respectful way I've ever seen someone do it. Jimmy Davis from Davis Express Inc. says, after much thought and prayer, I have made the difficult decision to close the company after 44 years of business. The last few years have been very challenging for refrigerated trucking, as it continues to rise while rates remain flat or have decreased. We have been unprofitable since early 2023, okay? In addition, plaintiffs' attorneys have increased targeting the trucking industry. Every trip a driver takes is a Russian roulette for everything I worked for my entire life. After 50 years in the trucking industry, I am ready to retire and do not wish to wait any longer for things to improve or to try to find a buyer for the company. Josh, Kayla, and Joel do not wish to continue in the business due to the challenging 24/7 nature of the business that we operate in, will pursue their own individual career. Although the company has been unprofitable for the past several years, we are not broke, bankrupt, nor do we have any cash flow problems. So this is what I truly respect about this company right here. It says, there are sufficient funds to pay out all employees, vendors, and creditors timely. We will continue to make deliveries through 4/23. We will return all trucks and trailers to our Stark terminal by 4:30. All employees will continue to be paid timely every Friday and will receive benefits through the 6/15 pay period. We will continue to employ mechanics and operate the shop for the time being as we take equipment out of service and sell. As we enter the final chapter of Davis Express, I want to thank everyone that has made the company successful over the years. Thank you, Jimmy Davis, President and owner.